Good morning, students of class 5. Students, I'm sure you all must have enjoyed your summer vacations. But now the vacations are over and it's time for you to get back to studies. Students, in my last video, I had read and explained Lesson 6, A Young Girl and a Diary. I had also discussed the exercises of the comprehension. Now, today I'll be continuing with Lesson 6, A Young Girl and a Diary. First, I'll be reading the lesson to you, revising the exercises of comprehension, and then explaining the exercises of language structure. So, those of you who all have purchased the new edition of Wordsworth English Reader book, please take out your books and turn to page number 51, Lesson 6, A Young Girl and a Diary. Students, please turn to page number 51, Lesson 6, A Young Girl and a Diary. During the World War II in Europe, the Nazis of Germany considered the Jews as inferior to them. They wanted to destroy the Jewish people and their culture. As a result, they started sending the Jews to prison camps. Annie Frank was also a Jew. To save herself and her family, Annie, along with her mother Edith, father Otto, and sister Margot, went into hiding in the backroom office and warehouse of Annie's father's business. Four other Jews also hid with them in the small space, and their non Jewish friends smuggled food and other supplies to them. Annie Frank was born on 12th June 1929. She began to keep a diary on her 13th birthday, 12 June 1942. 3 weeks later, they went into hiding. Annie's family never left their hideout until, unfortunately, the Nazi police discovered them in August 1944. They were then moved to the concentration camp where Annie's mother died in 1945. Soon afterwards, Annie and her sister also died of an infectious disease. Their father was the only family member who had survived. When friends found Annie's diary in a hiding place, they gave it to her father, who got it published in 1947. Annie, who missed the company of her friends, had maintained a diary. Ultimately, the closest friend she had during her tragically short life was a diary. She addressed it as Kitty. It was only to Kitty that she entrusted her innermost thoughts. Annie's thoughts of courage and hope are recorded in her diary. They have inspired millions of readers throughout the world. Here are some excerpts from a diary. When I write, I can shake off all my cares. April 5, 1944. Describing her despair. I have reached the point where I hardly care whether I live or die. The world will keep on turning without me, and I can't do anything to change events anyway. I will just let matters take their course and concentrate on studying and hope that everything will be all right in the end. February 3rd, 1944. On a old country, Germany. Fine specimens of humanity, those Germans, and to think I'm actually one of them. No, that's not true. Hitler took away our nationality long ago. And besides, there are no greater enemies on earth than the Germans and the Jews. October 9th, 1942. On still believing. It's a wonder I haven't abandoned all my ideals. They seem so absurd and impractical. Yet I cling to them because I still believe, in spite of everything, that people are truly good at heart. It's utterly impossible for me to build my life on a foundation of chaos, suffering, and death. I see the world being slowly transformed into a wilderness. I hear the approaching thunder that one day will destroy us too. I feel the suffering of millions, and yet, when I look up at the sky, I somehow feel that everything will change for the better, that this cruelty too shall end, that peace and tranquility will return once more. July 15, 1944. So, students, this lesson is based on the writings by a young girl called Anne Frank in her diary. She was a Jew and she lived a very short life, and that the end years of her life were very tragical. She died of an infectious disease in a prison camp along with her mother and sister. They were Jews, and the Nazis of the Germany wanted to destroy the Jews and their culture. So the entire family had to stay in a hideout in a small room, 8 people staying in a small room in a back room of a storehouse. And then suddenly, after 2 years, the Nazi police they discover the Jew family, Anne's family, and then they put the family in the prison camp where Annie's mother died first, and later on she and her sister also died of an infectious disease. Her father Otto was the only family member who had survived. Then her friends found Annie's diary, and then they gave it to her father, who got it published. And through her diary only we can see that how hopeful a 15-year-old girl was. She was 13-year-old when she started writing the diary. And in that small room, when she was locked with her family, hiding from the Germans, Nazis of the German, she started maintaining a diary to write her thoughts and feelings because she didn't have any friend to share her thoughts with. So she started writing her feelings and thoughts in her diary. And we see that she was so hopeful in spite of the World War II going on. She was very much hopeful, and her diary has inspired millions of people across the world. And the diary has been written in 60 different languages. She was very positive about life, and she believed that everything will be normalized soon. So, students, this was the lesson. Now, I'll revise the exercises of comprehension. Students, The first exercise of comprehension is exercise A. State whether the following statements are true or false. Any first one. N wrote her diary during the World War II. This is a true statement. She started writing a diary on her 13th birthday and continued till she went to the prisoners camp. So this is a true statement. Second, Anne had a sister. Yes, she had a sister whose name was Margot. Third, Anne's family wasn't supported by any of their friends. This is a false statement because their non-Jewish friends, they were the one who used to smuggle food and basic items of necessary to the family. The basic item of necessities was supplied by the friends so that these people could survive, and they survived there for more than 2 years. So this is a false statement. Fourth, and her sister and her mother died before 1947. This is a true statement. 1945, first her mother passed away, and then N along with the sister, they also died of an infectious disease. Fifth, N called her diary Kitty. This is a true statement. Sixth, N's thought of courage and hope have failed to inspire anyone. This is a false statement. Her thoughts of courage and hope have inspired millions of people across the world. And that's the reason we are reading this lesson today, so that we also get inspired from her thoughts. Now, exercise B, answer the following questions. Question number 1. How old was Anne Frank when the World War II broke out? Answer. Anne Frank was 13 years old when the World War II broke out. Because just immediately after her 13th birthday, 3 weeks later only, they had to move to the hideout, hiding from the Nazis of the Germany. Question number 2. What was the aim of the Nazis? Answer 2. The Nazis of Germany wanted to destroy the Jewish people and their culture. Question number 3. Why had Anne maintained a diary? Answer 3. During World War II in Europe, Anne, along with her family, were hiding in a small room from the Nazis of Germany. She was not allowed to step out. Anne missed the company of her friends, so she had maintained a diary. Question number 4. Who discovered her diary? Answer 4. Friends found Anne's diary in a hiding place and gave it to her father, who got it published in 1947. Question number 5. Did any of Anne's family members survive? Answer 5. Her father was the only family member who had survived. Question number 6. How did Anne describe her despair in her diary? Despair means hopelessness, no hope left. And answer 6 is, she described her despair that she had reached the point where she hardly cared whether she lived or died. The world would keep on turning without her, and she couldn't do anything to change events. So she would just let matters take their course and concentrate on studying and hoped that everything would be all right in the end. Students, now let's revise exercise C. Find words from the story which mean the opposite as the following. Students, the first word is preserve. And the opposite of preserve given in the lesson is destroy. Opposite of preserve is destroy. Preserve, destroy. The second word is hid. And the opposite of hid is discovered. Hid, discovered. The third word is fortunate. And the opposite of fortunate is unfortunate. Fortunate, unfortunate. The fourth word is weakness, and the opposite given in the lesson of weakness is courage. The fifth word is hopeful, and the opposite of hopeful is despair. No hope left. And the sixth word is stuck by, and the opposite of stuck by is, you can also write shake off and abandoned. Any one you can write, either shake off or abandoned. Any one. ABANDONED. So any one you can choose from either shake off or abandon. So these were the opposites. Now students, let's revise the frame sentences. The first word for frame sentences is inferior. And the sentence on inferior you need to frame. And students, inferior means lower in rank or status. And the sentences, these pearls are of inferior quality. And then the next word, student, for make sentence is tragically. And tragically means causing great unhappiness. And the sentence on tragically is, she was tragically killed in a car accident. She was tragically killed in a car accident. Students, the third word for make sentence is entrusted, which means confided. And the sentence on entrusted is, he entrusted his money to me. He entrusted his money to me. Then the fourth word for make sentences is despair. Despair means hopelessness, no hope left. And the sentence on despair is, the poem communicates the author's despair. Then the fifth word for make sentences is humanity, which means mankind. And the sentence on humanity is, the best teachers of humanity are the lives of great men. Then the sixth word for make sentences is abundant, which means left. And the sentence is, Jack has abandoned his old car. And the seventh word for make sentence is chaos. Chaos is turmoil, confusion, or disorder. And the sentence is, the burglars left the house in chaos. And the eighth word for make sentences, foundation. Foundation means base. And the sentence is, truth is the foundation of all knowledge. Truth is the foundation of all knowledge. Now students, I'll be explaining the language structure exercises. And the first exercises is based on phrasal verbs. Now what are these phrasal verbs? Some verbs, when used with some prepositions, and adverbs, convey a different meaning. Such verbs are called phrasal verbs. Students, some verbs, when you use them with some prepositions or adverbs, and then together they are known as phrasal verbs and they convey a different meaning. For example, stopped by. Stopped by means to stop to say hello to a friend. Stopped by means you're going somewhere and suddenly you stop to say hello to your friend. So the stop by is a phrasal verb. The second word is called on, and called on means to visit someone. To visit someone. You go and visit someone, that's known as called on. Now, read and understand the meaning of more such words. The first word is come across, which means find something or meet someone suddenly. Come across, beta, that means you meet someone or you find something by chance, not intentionally. So that is known as come across. While going to the market, I came across an old friend of mine. So you had not planned to meet a friend, but by chance, accidentally, you met someone or you're doing something else and by chance you find something different. So that is come across. Then the next word is dress up. The next phrasal verb is dress up, which means wear nice clothes. I dress up for my satisfaction. You wear nice clothes for your satisfaction. You wear nice clothes. One has to be dress up, isn't it? So dress up means wear nice clothes. Then the third one is get back. Get back means return from a journey. Get back, return from a journey. कहीं आप journey पे गए और जब वापस आते हो तो for that you use the phrasal verb get back. And then the fourth word is look out. Look out means be careful. Look out, be careful. So suppose you are standing on a stool and somebody says look out. That means be careful, don't fall down. Got it? So look out means be careful. Then the fifth phrasal verb is run away, means escape. Escape. Run away, escape. And then the sixth word is take off. Take off means start to fly. Especially when the aeroplane that takes off from the land and it starts to fly. That is known as take off. Got it? Now students, we know the meanings of these phrasal verbs. Now we need to write the meaning of some more phrasal verbs which are given. And the first one is break into. Now, what does the phrasal verb break into means? Listen to me carefully. Break into means enter or open forcibly. Enter or open forcibly. That means students, especially for the purpose of theft. Generally, जब बेटा कोई चोरी करता है या कोई लूटपाट करने के लिए घुसता है तो they break into the house. Nobody welcomes a thief कि आओ हमारे घर तोड़ के आन सामान ले जाओ. You got the point? So break into means enter or open forcibly, especially for the purpose of theft. चोरी करने के लिए, not with good intention. You break into somebody's house for with something wrong. So that is known as break into. जबरदस्ती घुस जाना या दरवाजा तोड़ के घुसना or something like that. So break into means enter or open forcibly, especially for the purpose of theft with not a good intention. Then students, The second phrasal verb is get over. Get over, which means recover from an illness or an unpleasant experience. बेटा आपके संग कोई बहुत अनप्लेजेंट घटना हुई है एंड यू कीप ऑन थिंकिंग, सो यू नीड टू गेट ओवर, उसको आपको भूल के आगे बढ़ना होगा. दैट इज वन मीनिंग. एंड अनदर मीनिंग इज व्हेन यू रिकवर फ्रॉम एन इलनेस. आप बहुत दिन से बीमार हो, आप रिकवर करोगे, सो यू गेट ओवर. दैट इज गेट ओवर. So two meanings of get over. First is recover from an illness or an unpleasant experience. You don't want to think about that. So you need to get over. The third phrasal verb is sort out. And sort out means an act of tidying or organizing things by separating them. An act of टाइडिंग. कोई भी चीज बहुत बिखरी है उसको आप टाइडी कर रहे हो या ऑर्गेनाइज कर रहे हो. Isn't it? Your mother sorts out small stones from rice and pulses, isn't it? So that is sort out. Sort out means an act of tidying or organizing things by separating them. And the fourth phrasal verb is join in. Join in means to take part in something that a group of people are doing. Suppose your friends are dancing, you want to join in and dance with them. So a group of people are doing something and you want to take part in that. That is join in. They are partying and you want to join in that party. So join in means to take part in something that a group of people are doing. Then the fifth phrasal verb is look after. And look after means take care of. Look after, take care of. Like you went to your aunt's house and you had been looked after very well by your aunt. She looked after you very well. She took care of you very well. So look after, take care of. Then the sixth phrasal verb is carry on. Carry on means continue an activity or task. Continue an activity or task. जब आप कोई काम कर रहे हैं, activity कर रहे हैं, you keep on doing that. That is known as carry on. So carry on means continue an activity or task. Then the seventh phrasal verb is make out. Make out means to make progress, to have a rough idea. Isn't it? Like the teacher can easily make out if you have not completed the homework. She comes to know. Your mother can easily make out if you are disturbed. Isn't it? So make out, to have a rough idea or to make progress. The eighth phrasal verb is break down, which means to collapse or stop functioning. Beta, break down, the suddenly कोई मशीन चल रही है वो खराब हो गई तो you call it as break down. या कोई चीज एकदम से चलते चलते रुक गई है, not working, that is known as to collapse or stop functioning. Students, once again I'll revise the meaning of these 8 phrasal verbs. The first one, break into, which means enter or open forcibly, especially for the purpose of theft or wrong intention. Break into, enter or open forcibly. Second, get over. Get over means recover from an illness or unpleasant experience which you don't want to think about it. Get over, recover from an illness or unpleasant experience. Third, sort out, which means an act of tidying or organizing things by separating them. An act of tidying means किसी भी चीज को जो untidy उसको आप tidy कर रहे हो, and organize कर रहे हो अगर disorder में है तो, or या separating them, you sort out the stones from the grains, isn't it? So that is your sorting it out. Then the fourth one is join in. Join in means to take part in something that a group of people are doing. Join in to take part in something that a group of people are doing. The fifth one is look after. Look after means take care of. ध्यान रखना, अच्छे से ख्याल रखना. That is known as look after, take care of. Sixth, carry on. Carry on means continue an activity or task. Carry on with your work. Carry on with your studies, isn't it? That means you keep on doing what you are doing. 7. Make out. Make out, to make progress or to have a rough idea. You identify something, isn't it? That is, you make out. Two meanings: to make progress or to have a rough idea. Make out, to make progress or to have a rough idea. And the eighth one is break down. Break down means to collapse. धराशायी बेटा होते ना, एकदम धराशायी हो जाना. That is known as collapse. Or stop functioning. And you can also say at times बेटा आप अपने इमोशंस बहुत कंट्रोल करके रखते हो और एकदम से आप अपने आप को रोक नहीं पाते और आप you start crying. That is also known as breakdown. So there are different meanings as per different situations. So breakdown, it can be to collapse, to stop functioning, or you burst out, your emotions burst out, you start crying. That is also known as breakdown. So students, these were the phrasal verbs. Now students, I hope all of you have completed the word meanings, the meaning of phrases in your English notebook, and all the exercises of comprehension and frame sentences. Students, please also write the exercise A of language structure, that is phrasal verbs, along with their meanings in your notebook. And then exercise B also, please complete it in your English notebook neatly. Now the next exercise, I'll be doing it in my next video. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead.